We've all been there, right? Sitting in the doctor's office, feeling like they're speaking a completely different language. Well, today, we're going to hand you the dictionary.
Yeah, you're sitting there on the exam table, and these words just start flying at you, and they sound completely alien. It's that sinking feeling, being totally lost in a sea of medical jargon. I mean, listen to these: acanthosis, celiorrhaphy, acystinuria. Yeah, I have no idea. You just kind of nod along, don't you? Hoping it's nothing too serious. It almost feels like they're trying to be confusing. But here's the thing. What if it's not just random jargon? What if it's actually a secret code? A code that you, yes, you, can learn to crack. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the key.
All right, so how do we actually crack this code? Well, it all starts by realizing that every big, scary word is just made up of smaller pieces. Little stories, really. Let's start with an easy one, a word you've probably heard: dermatology. Now, you know it has something to do with skin, but the word itself tells you exactly what it is.
See, it's just two Greek roots mashed together. You've got derma, which means skin, and a little fun fact for you. That comes from the Greek word dero, which means to flay. Yeah, a bit intense, I know. And then you have logia, which means study of. So you put them together, and dermatology is literally the study of skin. Pretty straightforward, right?
And that right there is the secret. Once you know a piece like lology means study of, you unlock a whole bunch of other words. Toxicology, study of toxins. Biology, study of life. Pathology, the study of disease. It's like finding a cheat code for language.
Okay, so that's the simple stuff. But sometimes the stories hidden in these words are actually kind of beautiful and really surprising.
Let's take the word apoptosis. Sounds super scientific, and it is. It's this crucial biological process of programmed cell death. It's literally the reason the cells between your fingers died off so you weren't born with webbed hands. Sounds pretty clinical, doesn't it? But get this, the origin of the word is anything but clinical. In ancient Greek, apoptosis meant the falling off, like leaves falling from a tree in the fall. So this incredibly complex, vital cellular process is named after something so natural and peaceful: a scheduled, graceful letting go. How amazing is that? That's a story that sticks with you. So that begs the question, right? Why are our super modern doctors still using these ancient words? Well, to get that, we need to take a quick look back in time. I mean, these roots go deep. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, he was using the term apoptosis more than 2,000 years ago. Then the Romans came along and built on that foundation. And when the first big medical schools popped up, they made it official, deciding to use this system to build an entire language for medicine, creating this unbroken chain from the ancient world right up to today's operating rooms. And here's the really crucial part. Here's why it matters so much. This system creates a universal language. It means a doctor in Tokyo and a doctor in Cairo and a doctor in Chicago can all look at the word tonsillitis and know exactly what it means. There's no confusion, no room for error. And in medicine, that kind of precision can literally be the difference between life and death. All right, so you get the why. Now for the fun part, the how. Let's get you a few common word parts so you can start decoding this stuff yourself. Think of it as your very own medical decoder ring. Let's look at a few really useful ones. If you see a or an at the beginning of a word, it means without or not. So anaphobia means without the sense of touch. Here's a huge one: itis. If you see that at the end of a word, it just means inflammation. That's why tonsillitis is an inflammation of the tonsils. Easy. And chiro means hand. So chiromegaly is a condition with abnormally large hands. See how it works? Once you know the building blocks, the whole thing just clicks into place. Okay, you've seen the logic, you've got your decoder ring. I think you're ready. It's time to put this new superpower to the test. All right, here we go. The final challenge. The word is celluloparacentesis. Oof, that looks like a tough one, I know. But trust me, you've got this. Take a look at it. Break it down. What do you think it could be? Ready? Let's crock it together. The first part, celio, comes from the Greek word for belly. The second part, paracentesis, that comes from a Greek word meaning to puncture. So you put them together, and you get a puncture of the belly. It's a real procedure to drain fluid from the abdomen, and you just figured it out. You did that just by breaking down the word. And there you have it. The code is cracked. You took this massive, intimidating word and you just translated it. It turns out the language of medicine isn't some impossible barrier. It's just a system, a logical code, and now you know how to read it.
It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secret languages are out there? In law, in finance, in tech. Maybe they're not so secret after all. Maybe they're all just codes, little puzzles hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to get curious enough to try and solve them.